truth.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I guess in a way, I owe everybody an apology. I had said that this 3-Eye Atlas or whatever, there's going to be an event on the 29th of December. And as we can tell so far, there has not been any kind of event as far as I know. The reason I went on this is I saw several things indicating something towards the end of the month, the 29th, perhaps that was going to be going on. In fact, one of the things was that 3-Eye Atlas would be in a direct alignment without any other barriers between it, no other orbits, no other planets or anything else like that, in between Earth and 3-Eye Atlas on its way out of our solar system. And of course, as far as we know, that did not come, nothing came of it. So I owe y'all an apology for saying anything about the 29th, and evidently it's not happening. But I'm still kind of stuck on this thing, guys, because we got a lot of different things. In fact, the main one that's been talked about, Avi Loeb, Father Lion, which I've coined the phrase of Father of Lies, Lying, Father Lying, instead of Lion, Lion. Anyway, that's my own thing, Father of Lies. He has now come out and said that it has a force field, a protective barrier around it, and it's encasing it into a bubble, if you will. And that's why it is not performing like everything else. And of course, he's still sticking to it that it's alien design and stuff like that, alien origin. And of course, as you see, people are on board with this idea that it's of alien origin, a manned aircraft, etc., etc. Excuse me. I'm still skeptical about what they're saying and everything like that. Of course, we're filtered information. Avi Loeb is a Jew, and he works for a university and the powers that be that pay the university, etc., etc. You all know how the story goes. We witnessed before with Fauci and the stuff about the virus. So we know that a lot of these people are misinformation specialists, basically put there to misinform us. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. So I don't trust what he says. I don't believe what he says. And if you had any sense, you would question it also very much so, because he is supposedly the only authority, supposedly, on this, much like what we had before during the virus outbreak. So anyway, he says there's a protective bubble, a force field, a barrier between it and reality and stuff like that. And so it's kind of odd that they keep changing the story about what this is. But ironically, again, I've mentioned before that this was a natural object. Okay, more or less. I don't think it was alien origin, alien built craft. It could be, but I'm not going to say that it is or isn't right now. But oddly, on a channel we was watching yesterday or day before, there was a thing talking about asteroids. And in fact, there's one that kind of is performing the same way that Atlas is. It enters our region of space every so often. I don't know, they didn't have a timetable put up, but it is approximately 30 miles big. And if I remember right, they said Atlas was 23 miles big. So the other thing is, it goes against our orbit. We have an elliptical plane like this right here. We all follow the same pattern, same one, except for Pluto. It does its own thing. But this one thing out there, it goes against our elliptical plane. In fact, it goes in at a odd orbit, a slanted orbit, if you will, kind of against the grain, if you will. And that's the same thing that Atlas is doing. So guys, while we talk about this is that, but we don't look at the facts. We don't take in the big picture. We focus on the one little thing that they keep splashing in front of our face. But we got to look at the bigger picture and do a little bit more digging and information gathering before we say that this is an alien, that this is an alien, that this is that, this is that, whatever. For all we know, guys, this could be Operation Blue Beam in full effect, getting everybody stirred up. But then again, we find these anomalies, like I said, these things where they shot an asteroid up and the debris field scattered, and all of a sudden now we have the three interplanetary, outside of our solar system bodies came through, Umaganda, Borisov, and now this one. And of course, we also, again, that we have these odd orbiting asteroids around the same size as Atlas going through our atmosphere, our solar system, every so often. Guys, they lied to us. They want to get us all stirred up and starting everything. And so, we got to look at what they do, what they're about, and why they want to keep us going like this. You know, and it's all part of the scare factor. They want to keep us off our balance, keep guessing, keep wondering what's going on, etc., etc. Well, there's no doubt that's exactly what they do. It's all misinformation to keep us off our balance, off our toes, quick to keep us from using logical common sense. Hope y'all have a groovy day. Later.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.